everyone, today I'll be talking about our interesting topic, which is poverty reduction in China. Did you know that about 1.4 billion citizens of Republic of China has faced extreme poverty? But first, let me explain to you what is poverty. Poverty is defined as a condition where a person or community lacks of financial resources and essential goods and something that necessary for a minimum standard of living. It often measures by income level, but also considers broader aspects such as education, healthcare, and social opportunities, in which the level of poverty reduction in China is quite interesting. For more details, continue watching ya!
While most of China's plan for infrastructure development show a modernized China, there is a philosophical debate whether the idea of creating a developed modern community to end poverty is appropriate, particularly for rural areas that have adapted well to their circumstances and ways of carrying out their tasks required to maintain their daily life.
Okay, so now I'll be talking about our research objective for this project. So these two objectives focus on how infrastructure development decisions are made and their impact, particularly in rural China. So the first objective is to assess decision making for social justice. This objective looks at how infrastructure development plans are decided. It considers the role of philosophical belief about social justice in this decision. Social justice refers to fairness in distributing resources and benefits. So, the research will examine how plans consider giving a voice to rural population who might be affected by the development. This suggests the research might explore if decisions are made in a way that benefits everyone fairly, or if some groups are prioritized over others. Next, our second research objective is to assess ethical dimension through utilitarianism. So, this objective focuses on the ethics of China's infrastructure development for poverty alleviation. Utilitarianism is a moral philosophy that emphasizes maximizing overall happiness or well-being. The research will assess the development project through this lens. It will likely examine if the project achieve their goal of reducing poverty and if they do so in a way that benefits the most people possible. Moreover, ethical dimensions refer to moral consideration involved in the development process. So, in a simpler terms, the first objective asks if infrastructure development decisions are made fairly, and the second objective asks if they effectively achieve their goals of reducing poverty.
So I will be talking about the research methodology. In addition to the case studies read, we also conducted a survey among 60 people to understand their opinions on poverty reduction in China. The survey was conducted through Google Forms that was sent through links on WhatsApp and Telegram. And in total, there were 10 questions in the survey. The questions asked were a mixture of multiple choice questions and long answer questions. Those two categories were asked equally with 5 questions each. The multiple choice questions were used to gather statistics, while the long answer questions were asked to gain an insight on the individual's opinions on the issue. This also provides further understanding on their comprehension on this issue.
As we delve into this topic, we will explore how Eastern and Western philosophies offer unique insights and approaches to addressing poverty in China. Let's begin with Confucianism. Rooted in Chinese culture, Confucianism places a strong emphasis on harmony and empathy. Followers of Confucianism are encouraged to actively participate in poverty alleviation efforts, striving for a society where everyone can achieve the Chinese dream. Next, we turn to Buddhism. Originating from India, Buddhism teaches the importance of giving, known as dana, to alleviate suffering. The concept of dana encourages individuals to contribute to charitable causes, including poverty alleviation programs. Finally, we examine utilitarianism from a Western perspective. This philosophical theory, introduced by Jeremy Bentham, advocates for actions that maximize overall well-being. In the context of poverty alleviation, utilitarianism aligns with strategies that aim to improve the lives of most people possible. In conclusion, the philosophical perspectives of Confucianism, Buddhism, and utilitarianism offer diverse approaches to tackling poverty in China. By understanding and integrating these insights, we can work towards more effective and holistic solutions for poverty alleviation. Poverty alleviation initiatives in China promise to improve the lives of rural communities. However, it is crucial to consider various viewpoints before implementing such significant changes. Infrastructure projects can reshape areas, offering both benefits and challenges to rural inhabitants. Yet, these developments also bring forth new opportunities, easing the burden of environmental shortcomings and paving the way for progress. Ultimately, they offer hope for a better future, not only for current residents but also for generations to come.
The psychology and sociology aspects. Regardless of socioeconomic status, gender, race, or any of the differences, all individuals share the fundamental human needs. Their behaviors are shaped by the environment, influencing their perceptions of the world. A supportive environment enhances motivation, determination, and self-esteem. Lawmakers must recognize that injustice deeply impacts individual perceptions, especially in infrastructure development, where involving rural population fosters empowerment and trust. Transparency and openness in development plans build confidence in authorities, particularly crucial for marginalized communities such as Uyghurs and Tibetans, who are often excluded from decision-making processes. Rural communities, often geographically isolated, must advocate for themselves to access resources and support. Preserving cultural identity is paramount, as seen in Huangshan, where insufficient infrastructure funding led to some economic challenges, prompting government initiatives to bridge rural and urban disparities and enhance infrastructure, demonstrating truly the importance of community involvement and cultural preservation.
Now I'll be talking about rationalism. Rationalism is basically about making decisions based on knowledge and facts rather than just going with our gut feelings or emotions. When we're talking about things like building roads and bridges, rationalism tells us that we should do it because we know it helps lift people out of poverty. Having better infrastructure makes life better for folks living in rural areas. So rationalism guides lawmakers and policymakers to rely on facts and numbers when they're making decisions. Nevertheless, it remains crucial to consider the implications of these decisions on cultural preservation, ensuring that progress does not come at the expense of valuable traditions and heritage.
To conclude, this project has exposed us to four main areas, the first being the philosophical insights and socio-economic considerations. It offers a deep exploration into China's efforts to reduce poverty, emphasizing the importance of integrating philosophical insights into practical strategies for socio-economic improvement. Secondly, the practical aspects and community empowerment, focusing on the practical engagement with rural communities, stressing the significance of inclusive decision-making, points out the necessity of building trust, ensuring transparency, and tailoring interventions that are culturally sensitive and respectful of local identities and traditions. Thirdly, the Sejahtera philosophy and holistic development. Introduce the philosophy of Sejahtera as a guiding light for achieving balanced well-being and holistic development, and the value of incorporating it in the fight against poverty. And finally, the sustainable and equitable pathways, reflecting on the complex interactions between diverse elements in China's poverty alleviation efforts. asserting that successful poverty reduction requires not only good intentions but also a deep understanding of philosophical insights, ethical decision-making, and dedication to social justice and human dignity. Our team would like to thank you for taking the time to watch our video.